I've been expecting you. You may have wondered what's happened to Storm and Carter. You've not seen them in quite some time. They're gone. There is only evil Storm and evil Carter now. Now, on with the show. What wonderful witchery is this? We're back.
Yeah.
But not as you once knew us. For we have succumbed to evil.
Not succumbed. Embraced.
Embraced.
It's
Cheers
better.
to that. Oops.
Evil Storm and Evil Card.
That's right. We're evil now. And we endorse any and all bad, mischievous, and or mischief.
And or mischief, yes.
Or mischief. Specifically the and or mischief section.
I solemnly swear I am up to bad things.
That's right. And or mischief, in case you guys didn't know, is my middle name.
Really?
Yeah.
Storm
And or mischief.
Storm and or
Mischief.
Ignatius Drexler III.
Yes, correct.
Interesting.
The terrifying you can throw on at the end of
The
the
terrifying. Yes, all great villains have to have random adjectives.
Yes. It adds to our prowess.
I think better villains have verbs on the end of their name.
Oh yeah? What's your verb there?
My verb would be Carter runs.
Runs away?
Yep.
Because the heroes always triumph?
Yeah.
One of these days.
Oh,
Sick 'em.
we should explain exactly who we are.
Oh yes. We are Christmas past and present.
Oh.
Oh. Villains past and present.
Villains, past, present. There we go.
Yes. For every good superhero movie needs a bad sequel.
Yes, you are the original villain who
Everyone loves.
yes,
And
everyone,
always rooted for.
everyone roots for you, and then you somehow choke, mess everything up.
No, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for them meddling children.
I think you're just bad. But the point is, I'm your replacement. I'm the sequel villain. So
Who no one likes. No one likes the second movie villain.
Terminator 2.
No one likes most second movie villains.
Avengers 2.
Incredibles 2. Exactly. I triumph. Just as I should have, if I wasn't sucked into that propeller fan, or exploded in that vast explosion as the factory exploded as they left through the explosion, or many other demises.
Lots of yes. Is every villain's fate to die in the explosion that the heroes can run from, but the villain can't?
Yes, somehow. And usually that is how it works out. The first villain always dies, most of the time in older movies, and the second villain either dies, or if they want to set it up for a trilogy, survives and becomes the villain of the second and third.
Exactly. So I have a longer lifespan than you will.
Well, who's to say the first movie didn't take place over more time than the second one?
I'm to say.
Because the first movie is also the origin story. And a superhero takes some time to learn their quirky little powers, or whatever it may be. So, you get lots of monologue moments for me, and lots of time-lapse moments for them.
Oh yeah. We love monologue moments. And then you die, and
No, beside the point.
well, the point is, I'm your replacement. What did you do wrong in the first one? I would very much like to know.
That's a good question. What did I do wrong in the first one? Well, I was right there. I had super person by the throat. I had the hero, the questing knight. I was about to fulfill my evil plan and take over all of New Kingdar Landsum.
Yes, obviously.
Indeed. But then, suddenly, through an unforeseen event, explosions happened.
Did you go for a sky beam? Is that what you did?
But it was a sky beam. It was also going to bring the moon to Earth, as well as turn everyone into zombies at the same time.
Oh yeah, so original,
Yes,
honestly.
exactly.
Is it original to steal everyone's ideas at once, or no? That's still copying.
Has anyone ever stolen everyone's ideas at once?
It's just mass plagiarism. but it's still theft, and
Hey,
that's
well,
evil.
You're trying to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen. So remember, I've taken all the villain pots. You have to make up a new one to make the second movie bigger and better, like they always do.
Yeah. Well, my plan currently, you can help me workshop this a little bit. I thought I ride a shark and I jump another shark. That's how you go bigger and better, you know?
Is that it?
Well, there's some fire involved.
I'd suggest lasers. Laser sharks are always the way to go. Sharks, lasers, but combine the two for maximum power.
Uh-huh.
And then you'd get some millions of dollars, you know?
Millions of dollars? No. I'm in it for the revenge.
There's always that motive, right?
Yes.
I feel like the first movie villain is the money or the power, and then the second one comes along for the revenge, and the
then
third,
the
and the fourth,
one,
and the fifth, and the sixth is it Rocky?
No, it's the first one, money and power. Second one, revenge. Third one, revenge 2.
Yeah, Revenge 2 Electric Boogaloo. But that's revenge is not nearly as cool as taking over the world.
Revenge of the Sith
The higher stakes. Palpatine takes over the world.
with revenge.
The movie's called Revenge of the Sith.
What does he get revenge for?
The Jedi and them taking out the Sith centuries before.
He wasn't around for that.
Said who? Well,
It's
whatever.
me.
It's his lineage.
Uh-huh. You know what? I'm gonna go take revenge because sometime, a long, long time ago, someone wronged my great-grandfather. They spit on their shoe.
Your great grandfather Ivan the Terrible.
No, actually, Ivan the not-so-terrible. He was kind of a disappointment to the family. He wasn't that bad.
You know, I feel like there's two kinds of villains. Ones that know they're the villain, relish it for all that it is, and those that think they're kind of a hero.
We preferred being evil. For
Yes,
the sake of
exactly. Just embrace evil. Don't be like all those villains out there who are like, I'm doing the right thing, even though it conflicts with everyone else in the movie. No. Embrace your dark side. Like, Palpatine even calls it the dark side of the Force. He's like, literally, I'm the bad guy, join me. That's what I do.
And it works.
Exactly. And even though they go, oh, what have I done? They still become Darth Vader and get to be super cool.
Join us. We're evil. It's fun.
That's right.
That's my sales pitch.
That's it.
That's how I recruited all my henchmen.
I think we have cookies too.
Yeah, I was walking to a bar. I'm like, dude, I'm evil. Come on over. Yeah, we got free snacks.
Yeah.
Got a break room. New cappuccino machine.
Exactly. Evil, we have it all, you know? We got it. Hot, ooh, we got it. Hot, say, we got
Hot
it.
chocolate.
Hey, we got it. Yeah. Blasted henchmen, they're the ones to blame.
I mean, that's fair. Your henchmen were garbage.
It's never our fault. They were.
It's because you have too many of them.
Well, but armies.
No. For some reason.
An army of robot zombie massacre with chainsaws and masks.
No. For every other henchman you add, all of them become like 10% dumber. It's better to have like 3 henchmen than to have like 1,000. Because the more expendable they are, the more they are
Expended?
Expunged.
But how could you not fall before an army of robots? They were so impenetrable. I had hidden the self-destruct button where no one could find it, on the bottom of their feet.
Yes, then you told them to run really fast.
And they took a step and then it kind of all fell apart. But that's beside the point.
Who are some Hall of Fame henchmen?
Hall of Fame henchmen?
Personally, The Godfather, Princess Bride, they know how to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Those henchmen, right? Godfather, right? Those henchmen,
The
they
inconceivable
work.
guy?
And in Princess Bride, I don't want to call the 3 bad guys henchmen. Like, the prince,
No,
he has...
the prince's henchmen are those 3 guys that kidnap her at the beginning.
Yeah, but he's got them, he's got the multi-fingered man,
Oh yeah, the 6-fingered guy.
and
So
he's got
he-
the albino guy.
So he elected to go, oh yeah, that guy down in the dungeon.
Quality henchman.
That's true, but he elected to go for the small but powerful group.
Exactly.
And it didn't work out. Remember, they jump out the window and then right off in the sunset after
It worked better.
stabbing him.
They were good. Those were good henchmen.
Okay, well then, elect my attention to Star Wars, the greatest example. Or I'll elect your attention. Stormtroopers. Bajillions of them. They ruled the galaxy for like 30 years. Worked out. That's all
But
I'm
we
saying.
never saw them rule the galaxy. We just saw
You
them.
opened the 4th movie with, or with the first movie for the old timers, for the galaxy being taken over and like stormtroopers on every block, and every star system
Yeah, but that was once.
for 30 years. Palpatine lived a high life for 30 years, and Darth Vader went around conquesting and taking over, and then Empire did it. Everyone was safe in peace.
And then
Peace
they choked and couldn't hit a shot because there was too many.
True.
They were all bad. It's the same with.
Is there a middle ground?
A middle ground, you say?
We have lots of like a minute number of powerful. Can you max out the number of powerful henchmen you have before they all become dotards?
Now, the Aliens franchise.
True.
You watch Alien, and there's just the one monster kills like a ton of people, just the one, and then
That's kind of a third kind of villain. One who doesn't think they're the hero. They don't know they're the villain. They're just kind of the monster, right?
yeah, right, the monster villain's the third type. But
And they have
then
another monster villain in their mouth that kind of sticks out and goes. Rah.
But then in the sequel, there was just a bazillion of them, and then all of a sudden, it was easy to kill them.
That's correct, actually.
So it doesn't matter how
Because
powerful
it was
they
very dangerous, and there was just one of them.
are. Right, it doesn't matter how powerful it is.
Okay,
You
so
only want like 5 max.
is every villain in every movie the same capacity of power? So like all the aliens in Alien 2 are equal to the one alien in Alien One,
Mhm.
who is also equal to like all the stormtroopers, and so on.
Sure.
So it's the equal number of resistance that the heroes have to face, generally.
Sure.
So then, how are you any better than me? What chance do you have against the protagonist now that I have passed away?
Because I've identified these henchman problems. Right? I'm part of the. I used to be part of the henchman union myself. Rose through the ranks and became the dashing villainous leader I am today.
Yes, I see.
And now that you're helping me really figure out some of these problems, so
Yes. First tip: never do orcs.
never do orcs.
Orcs and no do orcs. They're too smelly, first of all.
Yeah, and there's too many of them.
Right.
They're all
hordes
ugly.
And hordes. Goblins aren't much better. Although goblins can be good spies and scouts. But I digress.
Dragons.
Yes, but you can't afford that many dragons.
Projections of dragons.
True.
Scare them.
Exactly. If only I knew illusion magic.
If only.
But unfortunately, I'm limited to all of the world's resources.
So who is all-time worst henchman?
Worst henchman ever. Probably the hyenas from Lion King. Think about it. They didn't do squat. Scar was the one who took over the kingdom single-handedly.
They helped him. They were menacing.
They
evil,
kind of were menacing.
laughing.
But then they ate Scar at the end.
Yeah, that's kind
Scar
of.
kind of made a poor choice there.
Yeah, the goal of the henchman is to help the boss, not kill him. So.
What was Scar's name before he got the scar?
I always thought it was a nickname.
Well, then what was his real name?
Wenceslas?
Wencelas? Good King Wencelas?
Yeah, I think he would have been a good king. And they're like, nah, you're going to be Scar.
And Goldfinger. What was his name?
Auric Goldfinger.
Yeah. But was that his name even before the Goldfinger?
Yes. He never had a Goldfinger.
Even before the events of the movie?
Yes. That's why he was obsessed with gold, was his name.
Also, Dr. Octavius Octopus. Or Dr. Otto Octavius. Not
Dr. Octavius Octopus.
Dr. Otto Octavius. A guy named Otto Octavius gets 8 limbs. I think J. Jonah Jameson remarks on that in the movie, in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. It's kind of
See?
funny.
Exactly. Green Goblin, his legacy carried on into the 3rd movie. Even though he failed in his attempts. And he was in the 3rd movie as well. Whereas Dr. Otto Octavius, 2nd Spider-Man, he's done.
Yeah, it's because he died.
And he had no henchmen. But he turned good at the end.
See, that was the problem. No henchman is not acceptable. Like, we even have henchperson to run this show,
Right.
Little midgets we order around everywhere.
Yeah, get off the set. Sneaky Smurfs.
Paper and water don't mix very well, especially when it's attached to one's lip.
That's right.
Oh.
Well, Mr. Vitch. But yeah, henchmen are problems. I think if you have there's that ratio, right? If you have a powerful enough main villain, then you don't need any henchmen.
So who are the best? Well, you always need some henchmen for like the little tasks and such, but I see your point. Who are the best villains?
The best
Besides
villains?
ourselves,
Of course,
obviously.
of course. We're the top of the food chain. Top dogs, you might say.
I am, because you're dead. But
But I might make a surprising return if they decide to have enough. If
in
they
a
get,
threequel.
if they get enough money to make this into a trilogy. But nevertheless, I think it is time to do the villain awards for
Yes.
top best villains of all time. The villain awards. We like slice open an envelope, pull it out. But we're not that rich. Villains throughout the ages have done the same thing over and over again. Truly.
Yes.
But they've all looked different and cool, so it's okay. And we keep buying tickets to watch their movies.
It doesn't matter how you kill, maim, kidnap, explode,
That's right.
whack, stab.
It's always
They're all great.
they're all awesome. Exactly.
But some are better than others. In the words of a handful of talking pigs, some are more equal than others.
Some are more equal than others. Yes. So in our let's go to our honorable mentions first. We have a couple honorable mentions for villains, and first the Alien is up there, who I don't put on our top 5 villains because the Alien was just that, right? He didn't have any mastermind plan. He was only a bad guy because he looked scary and tried to eat everybody.
Really, what's the crime?
Exactly. Like it was survival of the fittest up there.
He was hungry. There was some snacks.
That's what I'm saying.
The snacks screamed and kicked a little bit, but
So yes, the Alien is up there. Also on our sort of honorable mentions list is Hades from Hercules. Hercules.
cheers to him.
He was a good man.
He's a good friend, personal favorite.
Yeah, I've always wanted blue fire hair. You know, he sort of rocked that aesthetic.
Yes, he did. Well, and just the whole, Lord of the Dead thing.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, that's like unlimited henchmen.
Yeah, well,
And
Hades himself wasn't that powerful.
he was clever.
Precisely. So where did Hades go wrong? What do you think?
Well, that's fairly obvious. He went wrong.
When he involved what's her face?
No, that was genius.
That was genius. I was gonna say.
No, he went wrong by trying to rely on the future. He asked them for a prophecy, and they told him you're probably screwed.
Yeah.
And then he knew he was screwed.
Well, there's the whole adage about if you know your future, then it's even more likely to happen or whatever. Because by avoiding it, you inadvertently cause it.
Yeah.
Like the guy who tries to avoid death because he's like, you'll meet death today. So he goes to a town, he sees death, and he's like, oh shoot, and he rides away. And he meets death at the town he goes to. And death is like, oh, I was expecting you here today. But he only would have been there. He would never have met death unless he knew he was going to meet death.
Wait, what's that from?
That's just an old proverb or adage.
That's an old proverb?
Or an old fable.
Adage? Fable?
Yeah.
Story?
Mhm.
Tale?
It is indeed. Alright, next up on our honorable mentions list, good old Moldivort. From Potty Harry, or
The
whatever.
Noseless Wonder.
Yes. What is it with the villains with no noses?
Who else doesn't have a nose?
Ultron.
Wait. Ah!
Yeah. Ultron has no nose.
But he looks cool. Okay, but Voldemort is really just...
He's just whiny. That was his problem.
No, we all knew his problem was he was really hungry.
Wait.
He couldn't taste anything, and it upset him so much. I talked with him about this.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't taste anything because he didn't have a nose.
Right.
So he was just constantly forgetting to eat, and then he was just hangry all the time.
Pretty much. That's what happens when you're whiny.
Yeah, he wasn't truly evil, I don't think.
No? Okay. Well then he's lame, that's why he's on an honorable mentions list, because you have to be truly evil to make the cut. That's what I'm saying at least. Yeah, good old Voldy. I think his problem was he was too enraged all the time, He wasn't calm, cool, collected.
He wasn't smart.
Yeah. He didn't download Smart Pack either. So, it didn't really work out for him. Alright, now let's hit our top 7, I think, villains
Top
we have.
7? Jeez.
And we're gonna, this is not in ranked any order, we're just gonna say them all, and these are the top 7 villains that I've kind of compiled. So, first of all, we have Sauron from the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Boo!
Hush. I think Sauron actually got pretty close and did everything within his knowledge mostly right.
Yeah, within his knowledge, and he was supposed to be all-seeing, so he should have known a whole lot.
He wasn't all-seeing. He could just see, or he could tell if you put the ring on, he knows where the ring is. and he had the big eye that he could see with like a spotlight.
You're telling me that eye could only see the ring?
No, that big eye on the tower could only see it could see the ring if someone was using it or wearing it anywhere, and it could see like let's say like 500-mile radius of like looking around. But he can't look everywhere once it like looks around.
500 miles. That's a big
Yeah,
radius.
it's huge. Mordor's enormous. You can see all of Mordor and a little bit beyond. And there's a couple things. There's a couple of these crystal orbs called Palantirs that it can see through. Right, that you like place them. They place them throughout the world so we can see more.
I think his problem was lack of mobility.
Yeah, his tower could move around. There couldn't have like. Dude, imagine if like a mech suit had emerged from Sauron's thing.
Yes.
Like with a giant eye at the top at the end. They would have been toast.
Mech suits are the coolest.
They really are. We're gonna get to a couple of those in our more villains down the line, but maybe what Sauron did wrong was modern technology. He needed modern technology.
I mean, they didn't have much, but he should have invented some.
Right, he's Sauron. He can do what he wants. He like forged a ring that can make you invisible and give superpowers. Oh. Okay, we're good.
Still evil.
Yes. But yeah, that's Sauron. So I think his problem was mobility, right? He should have been walk around, be more on patrol, and I don't know. But I still think there's not much he could have done to stop their little stealth mission.
Number 6.
Number 6.
Let me read your mind. Speaking of minds, is it Mega Mind?
It is Megamind. Megamind is a childhood personal favorite of mine. That movie is phenomenal. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. But Megamind is kind of the whole idea of the movie, and it is a classic villain, like, tropes.
Yeah.
Like, the whole movie's just tropes. It's like you have Metro Man, who's like the classic superhero, and then Megamind, who's like the mech suit, big-brained, like Lex Luthor, spikes, evil capes, all that kind of stuff, and frugal.
He did it right.
He did everything phenomenally. He actually did, because Metro Man gave up.
Yeah.
He
was
died.
A phenomenal villain. His only problem was he wasn't evil.
Yeah. His only problem was that in the end, when confronted with a greater villain, he decided, I'm gonna help the people now.
He wasn't truly evil.
So just watch like the first half of Megamind. That's great.
What a waste. I mean, the talent was just... The potential was astounding.
The opening sequence of that movie is phenomenal. When he and Metro Man are like flying through the space in their little capsules, like bouncing and stuff, and Metro Man's got like, everything perfect. And he's like, I was destined for a life of fame and glory. So he's like flying toward a mansion to land. But no, and Metro like bounces him out of the way and he like, flies off.
Oh.
It's very well done.
Alright, so maybe in my sequel I need to work on an entrance like his, you know?
Yes, when he like has all the bots that he open and he like plays Welcome to the Jungle, which first of all is always a win. And, like walks down his own tongue and is like, what's the difference between a villain and a supervillain?
No?
I'll leave that to you to find out.
Sure.
But as we move on to number 5, who is mostly, for the most part, ones and zeros, we have Agent Smith.
Ah, yes.
From The Matrix.
You know, when I first saw him, I thought he was a blind guy who dropped a stick. Because he's got those glasses and he's just like...
my stick? Yeah, he does. What's up with those glasses, anyway?
They're sick.
They are sick? Why do they all wear them?
What do you mean them all? There's just the one. He just, like, duplicates himself.
No, every character wears them. Like, all the other good guys, too. They all wear the glasses when they're in the Matrix.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, this is just the coolest fashion choice. We're all choosing this option when we enter the Matrix.
Yeah. No, it's like fashion today, is people are like, oh, this looks cool. Let's have everybody wear it.
And you're now one of me. Yeah. Where did Agent Smith and the aliens, or whatever they are, the robot things in Matrix go wrong?
They were computers. That was their
no,
problem.
Agent Smith was a computer, was a bot, but the aliens who made him.
Yeah, no, but Agent Smith was the problem.
Yeah.
The aliens should have done it themselves.
But they can't go into the Matrix, I don't think. Or they didn't want to demean themselves by plugging themselves into that thing. Well, so they made a bot.
Never trust a program to do what you can do yourself.
He did it pretty well.
Until he didn't.
Well, that's true. Alright. Number 4 on our list of...
We're learning good villain lessons here.
We are.
Grand entrances. Don't trust a program to do a job for you.
Exactly.
Get good henchmen.
Alright, number 4 on our big list is going to be Loki from the Marvel series. We picked Loki for the Marvel series because specifically Loki is like the villain from the first major Avengers movie. And while maybe he's an anti-hero or whatever later on, he is kind of an iconic villain.
Yes.
Who comes before all the big heavy hitters. He's just a nice, superhero team-up move.
Yeah,
Villain.
silver tongue, smooth talking,
Rakish audacity. It's very nice.
flowing hair.
That's right. Anything you need. And he has the
beady little
ability to
eyes.
summon capes and giant horns, which is awesome. First of all,
He had, honestly, he was impressive because he had the most useless power set.
you know, like invisibility and like mind and like tricks and stuff. Magic tricks are cool. He was
Tricks.
like a magician.
Tricks.
But
Not like abilities, tricks.
but he had some heavy hitters as well. He had the scepter.
That
Yeah,
wasn't
and the
his, that was
Tesseract.
given to him.
Okay, well he had some good magic items that he got from across the realms.
But like, yeah. But he along with Megamind, he knew how to make an entrance.
He did. He definitely knew how to make an entrance.
Although the horns are just not the go.
What? Horns are cool.
He looked like a moose.
Okay, maybe they shouldn't come out of the front of your head and curl back, but like horns in general, you know, pretty cool.
Now, if he had impaled somebody on his horns, that would be cool.
Like a rhino. Brother. Thor with his hit with the head. Okay, where did he go wrong though? That's my question. At what point?
Skybeam.
You think skybeams are bad?
That's enough said. Skybeams are bad.
All right.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's a beacon. All the superheroes are like, oh look, that's the problem.
And they go ahead and fix the problem. Yeah.
He's all about invisibility and tricks, and he's like, all right, here's what's happening.
I think that if he had not been there in the Battle of New York, they would have lost, because they needed his scepter to shut down the alien portal, and if he had just left, then the Chitauri could have taken over, and he would have been fine.
Yeah, not the brightest.
But you know, there's something about putting a lot of hard work into something as a villain, and then watching it go into fruition that is kind of nice. So I can't fault him for that.
I can't speak for that myself. I haven't actually done anything villainous yet.
We're going to discuss your scheme at the end after
Still
learning
plotting.
from these mistakes. But let's go ahead and move on to number 4, right? Number 3 on our villain list, which is going to be good old Palpatine / Darth Vader. We're going to go Star Wars franchise.
Okay, Sith.
The Sith, yes.
They were kind of culty, you know, a little questionable.
Well, that's like the whole point of Star Wars. 2 rival cults in space.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
The hoods were dope.
They were. Hood's good. Give that level of mysteriousness. And also, Palpatine set up his chamber at the end, have his big view of space with the rotating chair. Always a good trope.
Rotating chairs are great.
Yeah.
You have to be able to turn around every time someone enters a room.
That's right. You know what we should do? We should mark this down, just a quick head note, to go use our time machine to start this episode with a rotating chair.
That's a good idea.
That would be good. But anyway, yeah. Where did Palps go wrong?
So many things just came to mind. Stormtroopers.
But the Stormtroopers, the Empire was winning. If it wasn't for Luke at the end convincing Vader to help him both take on Palpatine, they would have won.
Okay, if we're just talking about the end, purely the last movie.
I think Palpatine did everything phenomenal up until that point.
Hubris.
Pride. It came before his fall.
Yes, literally. He was like, I'm fine. I'll just sit here and do nothing in my chair.
And blast lightning at Luke.
Yeah, because, I'm sure that electrocuting a guy's son wouldn't make him mad at all. No, that doesn't happen.
Well, his plan was Luke will beat Vader, and Luke will become the new apprentice.
Right. But Vader knew that.
Yes,
He's
Vader was aware of this.
He's like, I want to replace my current student, and he knows that I want to replace him.
Yes.
And then if that doesn't work, he'll be fine with that. No.
But Luke didn't give in, so he's like, okay, you die then. And Vader's like, no, I'm okay with him becoming bad, but not him dying. So maybe...
No, Vader was just pissed that he was getting replaced.
No, I don't think so. I think Vader was going to be fine with that. I think Vader's problem was that he was going to kill Luke. What I would have done, Palpatine instead, is I would have button on chair, always good by the way, buttons on chairs. Button on chair, Luke trapdoor somewhere to lock him up and say, yeah, maybe it'll come to your senses later.
It's like Jabba in the little...
Exactly. Throw a rancor at him, keep him busy, keep him occupied, and then slowly make Darth Vader go convince him to be
Trapdoors. That's good.
I am your mother.
Trapdoors, though. Those are villain necessities.
Tricks.
Hey, Trapdoors.
Tricks and traps. But anyway,
Numero dos.
they did it good. All right, number 2 on our glorious list. We go now
Let me
to
guess.
a second childhood favorite.
Sid.
That's right. Good old flamey red hair syndrome.
Oh, I was thinking Sid.
Oh, Sid from Toy Story?
Ice Age.
Oh, from Ice Age.
But Syndrome makes more sense.
Yeah. No thank you. I choose life. But yeah, Syndrome was a good villain. Because Syndrome's plan is kind of unique, and it's that he becomes the hero, right? It's kind of cool.
Yeah. His plan, it was genius. He's born out of anger and evilness, and then he's smart enough to realize I can also make money and be evil.
Yes.
And be famous and be loved. He's got everything.
He's got it all. His one mistake? Capes.
Should have listened.
Lesson when Edna told him.
Note. No capes.
Yep, no capes. Capes are real coolo. It depends on the time frame, right? If you're a medieval villain, maybe like a half cape, you know? Which is pretty cool. And if you're a space villain, you can do a cape then.
Holographic cape.
But there's too much. Yes, exactly.
You attach a projector onto your shoulders, project a cape.
That's right. Or just big shoulder pads.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
That's right. Giant hockey pads and like what's the Dracula frill, you know?
That looks dumb.
I think it looked cool. I wore it pretty well. But anyway, Syndrome's good. Yeah, and he had like laser hands. Whoa.
Oh, he's just honestly
Not at all.
that being able to just freeze people is
He's
a
so-
great ability.
Yeah.
Unless you're fighting a psychic, what are they gonna do? You freeze them.
Exactly.
Note to self. I need those gloves.
What happened to those gloves?
Probably got blown up. I'll build my own.
Build your own.
Go gadget freezy gloves.
Go. And you have to, if you're freezing multiple targets, do the cross-hand one, you know, that he does when he catches the whole family. The physics of those gloves never made sense, because you can, like, catch multiple people at once, but it never had, like, how big the range is.
Well, they're kind of close together, and it, like, zips around all of them.
Alright, fair enough.
Makes sense.
Alright, what did Syndrome do wrong? Other than capes.
Other than capes?
Because capes was his demise, but that was already after his robot plan had failed.
Ah. Well, his robot plan, again, it's the AI. His robot was too smart for him.
That's right. Make the robot totally under your control.
Yes. Yeah, because he programmed it to keep learning and get better, and then he was like, oh, I'll just have this remote turn it off. And then he's like, oh, wait, it's going to get better and try to kill me.
And take the remote, exactly.
He should have
So
just
yeah,
not
dangerous.
done that.
Well, I think that leads us to our number one villain, who is similar to Syndrome in the fact that he has everything, but we're not quite sure how he has everything, which is part of his coolness factor. And that's going to be Joker from Dark
I
Knight.
knew you were going to say it. I knew it.
Yeah, Joker might be my favorite villain of all time. Just because of, specifically Joker from Dark Knight, although the whole aspect of the Joker
Green hair.
is great.
Suits.
He's got the looks. He's got like the long cape tails of his purple suit. I think what makes the Joker so alluring to so many people is that he is, like I said, you don't know how he does it, right? He acts like he's a fool. He acts like the clown, but then somehow he has access to like unlimited capabilities, right? It's like that scene when they're on the two boats in Dark Knight, and he comes on the comms and is like, "We're going on a little ride tonight," you know? And it's like, how does he do this? We don't know. And some people think that's lazy storytelling, but I think it makes him 10 times scarier because we don't know where he's going to come from.
Yeah.
And his plans never make sense until everything is looked at and studied in all of its aspects.
He's not crazy.
No,
He's just
100%.
really smart.
He's just incredibly intelligent. Which is awesome.
Which is more likely? He's crazy or we're all crazy?
Yeah.
We're all crazy. Come on.
Most likely.
And that man, I mean, respect to him, he was truly evil.
Yeah.
He took life
'Cause
with just no cares.
If he made one mistake, it's him saying, "It's not about the money," and burning like bajillions of dollars in that sound scene behind him.
Yeah.
But it's real cool, so I'm gonna give it to him.
In my personal opinion, it is about the money. The money's helpful.
Yeah. You just inverted your
It's
beard,
not-
by the way. But I think
it's not cheap to
the
buy
reason-
a private island.
Right. I think the reason Joker takes my number 1 slot is that, or just the top of my villains, is that I think he didn't do anything wrong. I think, for all intents and purposes, his plan worked 100%. But at the end of Dark Knight, spoilers for the end of Dark Knight, skip the next, 10 seconds. Go. Batman's no longer Batman. He chases him away, he gets him on the run as a fugitive using Two-Face and that whole thing, and rids Dark Gotham of Batman.
Yeah.
And then says, I'm out.
I'm gonna get rid.
And he survives the movie.
True. Yeah, he's the only.
He's in Batman 3, or in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, he survives. And you don't want to know why he was so great? Because he's a sequel villain.
True.
We're better.
Scarecrow is
Built different.
Yeah.
I'm gonna contend your number 1 villain.
Okay.
I'm not gonna explain it. I don't have to. I just say a name, and then we'll move on.
All right.
Jim Moriarty. Moving on.
All right. So now that we've learned from all these villains, I think we should cackle our way into some questions. Do we still do that here? Do we still have questions? Or have some questions?
Evil questions.
Yes, more evil questions in the last couple segments of our show. First question comes from Liam.
It's not a very evil sounding name.
Comes from Liam, Lord Liam.
Lord Liam. He's not Lord, he's like henchman
What
Liam.
is your least favorite thing about society? I think you meant about.
About just the least favorite thing about society? The lack of acceptance for evil people.
Yes, I mean, come on. Evil people are people too.
Yes. And we're actually better people.
Yes,
Because
we
we're
are
evil.
more equal. So I think that's my least favorite. Yeah, that's a good least favorite thing. My least favorite thing about society is that society is always forging heroes. We need more villains. Chaos and mayhem must reign.
Imagine if everybody was evil and there was just constant bank heists. Imagine you show up to rob a bank and there's 50 other people there and there's no one even working at the bank. They're all there to rob it.
That's pretty cool.
That's a world I want to live in.
Yep. Full anarchy. But anarchy, except anarchy where everyone's rich.
And having fun.
And having a good time. Alright, next question comes from Tad. What would you rather have? An experience or an object? I think you meant an experience. Would you rather have an experience or an object?
Object.
Money.
Evil stuff.
Yeah.
Gadgets.
Like a Tesla coil, power pack that you get all the cool evil computer looking things to fulfill your lair with or fill your lair with.
I mean, experiences are cool, but
I'd rather have the experience of defeating the hero.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's a good experience.
You're
never gonna have it.
I think so.
You're never
I'd
gonna
assume
get
it
it.
would be good. All right. Next question. Where would you retire?
Where would I retire? Oh, Tahiti. It's a magical
It's a
place.
magical place, indeed. You know, I don't think villains would retire. I think it's in our destiny
To die?
to A, die, B, win, or C, continue that epic struggle again and again, all the way to the end.
Alright, let's say this. You win. You take over the world. You're chilling. You turn 80 years old. You don't want to rule the world anymore. That's exhausting.
You appoint the new villain.
And you go. No, you don't appoint a new villain.
Oh, you relinquish it.
Because that villain would just kill you.
True.
To be evil.
True.
So you just leave. You don't say anything. You pack your bag in the middle of the
You
night.
vanish.
You head out to San Diego. Smooth rocks. Pristine beaches.
Pristine beaches. With all those resources, yeah, some nice private island, and I take 300 of my servants. and have them kidnap everyone that means anything to me.
Which would be
Which
no
is
one.
no one, of course. And I'd live happily ever after. With colada pinas.
No idea what you said.
With colada pinas.
Okay then.
Yes, by the dozen. And good food and oceans. Oceans are good. Maybe And
Underwater.
also underwater. Yeah, exactly. Under the island is my underwater base, right? So I can still like survey the world and keep doing stuff and yeah.
Shark tank to dunk the problematic henchmen into.
Exactly. But I feel like honestly, villain life would get boring without a hero.
Nah. There's always people to terrorize.
Well, there's always more heroes, so we haven't gotten bored yet. All right,
You're not bored because you're dead. You already lost.
that's true.
I'm just
That's
getting
unfortunate.
started.
Well, let me tell you, if you win, it could get boring for you. But you're not gonna win.
No.
They just got funding for a third movie.
Oh no.
All right, next question comes from Megan. What's the most useless thing you've learned in school so far?
The list just astounds me.
Yeah, it's compounding daily.
Putting aside math, math in general. Ethics. You
Ethics?
take an ethics class, it's mind-boggling. You read
Oh my gosh.
Nietzsche and a bunch of other old philosophers who thought they knew what was going on 200, 500 years ago.
Right.
That's just not how the world is. The world's too evil now.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Honestly, the world is becoming more, despite what they're teaching, it's becoming better.
Yeah. Evil's running rampant in the streets nowadays. People are growing more and more selfish, as they should be. Word to the wise. That's it. No words to the wise. All right, next question.
Wise.
What historical character would be a fun date?
Oh. All right, you first. I have to think about this.
I was thinking, we could go with villains to talk to them, but I think we have enough talking with ourselves. So I would want to go to one of the most famous heroes throughout history and perhaps find their weakness. So I'm going to choose Joan of Arc. Because, first of all, probably fun date, because it's France. And second,
France.
And second of all, she's a hero. And so I could just say, yes, what are your weaknesses?
That's a great way to start a date.
Yeah.
I think I tried that one time. I got slapped.
Yeah, water splash.
I'm just kidding. I've never been on a date.
Who needs them?
Honestly, you know what?
What?
I might be partial to a French person myself.
Don't take Joan of Arc from me.
Marie.
Oh, Marie.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Antoinette.
Pre loss of her skull.
Yes, Miss Antoinette.
But I have a bit of a sweet tooth, and I think she did too. So
she did. She would let you eat cake.
We would just. That would be nice. I like cake.
Imagine that.
Bagels, baguettes.
You could never give her a hug though, because her dress with her frill would just go over. It has like a cage basically.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm in it for the food.
Yeah. And those long gloves that go like all the way up to here. That is kind of villainous of her. For sure. Alright, well, those are our answers. Alright, last question of the day. What's something you don't want anyone to know about you? Well, if I told you, then everyone would know. You goofy people with your questions. Think we're going to divulge our secrets?
If I don't want you to know, then why would I tell you?
That's right.
Common sense doesn't exist anymore.
Nope. You know what does exist now?
Teleporters?
No.
Flowers?
This show.
Huh?
We haven't really talked about it, but we're kind of back for something of a season 2. All right.
Yeah. The better sequel.
The better. Hopefully, this sequel
Back in
will
Black.
be better than him.
Yeah. Not possible.
Better than your sequel.
Back in Black. This is season 1, part 2.
Season 1, part 2, Electric Boogaloo, where we return, and maybe we'll relinquish regular Storm and Carter next week. Who knows?
Depends on how we're feeling.
That's right.
In other news, next week we have our henchmen tryouts. Those are always fun.
That's right. Yeah, we have to find the correct ratio of power to number.
Yep.
Quality to quantity.
Yep. We've got henchman ratio. I think I have a real estate tour of a couple of different layers that are available.
Yes.
Finish fleshing out that evil plan.
What is that evil plan exactly?
I'll tell you once I've figured it out.
All right. Well, that's
I
fair.
gotta go train a shark, but other than that,
Laser sharks. Remember,
Yeah.
it's not just business.
It
It's
is.
Lord business.
Well, stay evil.
Stay evil, kids. Don't go back to school. Blow up things. But remember, don't get blown up yourself. I don't know. I was just shooting in the dark there. And if you're the first villain, good luck.
Evil.
Y'all right there, Shabatsky?